Yeah, so yeah, man, I came out here in 2015. One of the best moves I ever made. The best moves I ever made. Changed my whole life. Changed my whole way of thinking. And the crazy thing about North Dakota is it's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of nowhere. So with that being said, what I'm trying to say is you have a lot of spare time to think, to grow. You know, you get away from your family, you get away from your friends. So basically it's just you and work that surrounds you. That's all. So basically, you know, it's just work that surrounds you and just give you a lot of time to think, process, sit back, understand yourself, figure yourself out, plan ahead, visualize, think about your next move. That's the sweet spot about North Dakota, you know, because you're saving money, you're making money that you never made before, that you'll probably never make nowhere else in America, and you just getting your thoughts together with the money. So with that being said, you basically building a plan to execute. It don't get any better. And you don't have no distractions. The only distraction that you'll have is the winter. But you get used to that, you become a native. This is the best opportunity someone can have. It almost like that sense of, if you don't have the set of eyes to see the diamond in a stack of hay, you'll miss the opportunity. Because a lot of people come here and they see the countryside, nothing to do. Oh, where's the mall? Oh, it's no shopping. But if you look at it from that perspective, you miss the whole picture. You know?
Go ahead.
This is an opportunity. So, you know, I advise anyone to come up here and cash in this opportunity. You know, it don't come along too often. You know, the oil field has its ups and its downs, you know, from the price of oil, you know, that reflects off of the elections. And, you know, when the price is up, you come out here, you take advantage. You know, so I advise anyone to come out here, you know. If you want to come out here now, you think you can battle the winter, come on, bring it on. You know, there's plenty of opportunities. But, you know, a lot of people come in the spring. You know, they wait till the winter leave and they come in the spring and, you know, then they execute. You know, so, yeah, I advise anyone to come take advantage of this opportunity. It's a game changer. I've been out here 5 years. And like I said, it's the best decision I ever made. You know, made some decent money, met some good people, met some bad people. But overall, it balanced out. You just, you know, you got to know how to maneuver through this, you know. So, yeah, come on out. Check it out, guys. I promise you won't regret it.
All right.
Man, we just left one of my buddies' friends, and he was at the shop getting his truck fixed. Oh, man, I'm just so pumped. Like, I just love that push, man, that motivation that people give you. You know, this guy, he's no more than 28, 29, got his own semi up here. Say he's been hauling sand since April, and here it is September, and he's headed down to Wyoming to haul more sand. And, you know, he hasn't started a truck, so I know he probably ain't put no more than 15,000 in it. And I know he got that back the first 3 weeks. And he just making money now, man. He can afford to pay the mechanic 120 an hour to work on this semi, man. I just love it, man. It's just motivation. That's why I be on to my partner Jerry about going to get that truck, start talking about it. Cause it's time to go. It's time to take over, man. It's just, oh man, just to see your people do good, man. I almost bring a tear out my eye, man. I love it. I love it.
Like you were saying, some of the things that you've seen since you've been up here in North Dakota.
You know, I've seen a lot. You know, a lot of life-changing things. You know, I think this was probably one of the best moves I ever made in my life. You know, as far as opportunity-wise, anyway. You know, for me personally, you know, I came up and, you know, met my wife. You know, got married here, started a family here. Had 2 beautiful boys, 2 beautiful twins, and kind of got my life going in a direction that I kind of envisioned before I even came up here. But the pieces to the puzzle kind of connected up here, and you know, it's just a game changer for everyone. You know, I met so many people from different places in North Dakota. Never in a million years thought I'd be in North Dakota, and I know a lot of people think the same. You know, this gentleman behind the camera, you know, he's from Mississippi. You play too much, man.
Hey, man. Hey, don't laugh, man. You say that too, man. Hey, man. I ain't never thought I'd be up here. Never in my life.
At all. Go get the spatula and check. Look at the bad boy.
Now, what were you saying? And since we out here, you might as well give everybody some of your professional grilling skills right there. Let them see some of that.
Okay, we got some big boy steaks going on right here. You know,
them ain't just big boy steaks. Them that's some doing good in life steaks.
I didn't say that. You know, we just do a little something. You know, not trying to brag. I'm trying to stay as humble as possible.
I did not realize I was over there for. But I did not realize I was over there for. Yeah, we got in there. Yeah. She can drown a little bit. But as we were saying before, now you came here from Georgia. You never would have thought in a million years that you would have been in North Dakota.
Never in a million years, man. You know, when you're young, you know, I say this a lot. When you're in school, you might be looking at the map in geography class or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're looking at all the different states, and you know, you always look at the one that you from first, and then you take a look at the rest. But I never seen myself in North Dakota, and man, what a game changer. And you know, the best thing about it, you meet so many wonderful people here. So many. Like I was saying, this gentleman behind the camera is from Mississippi. You know, never been to Mississippi. I always thought about going, but you know, didn't even have to go to meet such wonderful people. You know, North Dakota, man, it's just a game changer. I can't stress it enough.
What's some advice? Well, you know what? Instead of going there, what's a perspective you think some people from Georgia view Georgia, as far as, like, you know, they're used to it. That's their routine. That's what they know. Versus the challenge and you know, just kind of taking that risk to come up here.
You know, that risk, you know, it always comes with that reward. And a lot of people, they be so scared to take a risk. And you know, I remember, you know, making up my mind saying, hey, I'm gonna take this big step. You know, it's all in or nothing. And you know, I said I was gonna come up and be with my girlfriend at the time and change, you know, my whole direction of life. And you know, I had a, you know, like a little package deal where I was gonna come be with my girlfriend and, you know, try something new. You know, and she was constantly on me about coming up here, and you know, I really didn't even have to think twice about it, because you know, you get to that point in life where your normal surroundings, you know, it's just not working for you anymore. So, you know, I encourage anyone to make that leap, make that jump, you know, because that's one thing about it. You always know what home is, no matter what. You can always go back home if all else fails, you know. You can always go back to mom house if all else fails.
You know you don't want to,
right?
But if it do, but if it come down to it.
Right. So my whole thing was to take that jump. Hey, let's do it. You know, if I fail, I learn. You know, I can write another plan and go back at it again. And I remember, you know, I remember talking about coming to North Dakota, and everybody thought I was crazy. You going way up there in the cold? That far? What's in North Dakota? Hell, I don't know, but I'm going to see, you know. And
even, I hate to interrupt, but even when you say North Dakota, as a, you know, you kind of, what?
Right,
like of all the places, like what?
Right, you know, it just, man, you gotta take that leap, man. I can't stress it enough. I cannot stress it enough. I hear so many people complain and talk about they want change, but they never change their demographics. You know, they do the same thing in their 24 hours and complain. You know, and
expect a different result.
Expect a different result. No, it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to change, get out your comfort zone to find that purpose. You know, you're gonna have to move around, clear your mind, isolate yourself, and let the man above work on you. And you know, you work on yourself through that. And man, it's just been wonderful, man. I remember my mom looking at me crazy when I said I was going to North Dakota. I remember the day I was leaving for North Dakota, and I had my suitcase packed, and it was sitting at the door, and I walked in the living room, and I said, well, I'm about to leave, y'all. And they looked at me, you know, startled, didn't make a sound, didn't comment. I was like, wow, they're not taking this well. And I remember my cousin, he called me and said, hey, I'm outside. And I remember that feeling of, this is really it. And I told my people that was sitting on the couch, hey, my cousin outside, I'm about to go. And I remember my mom say, is you for real? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go. I can't do it around here anymore. It's time to spread my wings and fly. And I'll never forget the tears, you know, from seeing her only son, you know, about to depart from Georgia, you know. And, you know, it's been 5 years later, and now I can look back on it and say, those were tears of joy. Because, man, these have been some great 5 years. And even to the day, she tell me, I'm so glad you left, you know. So, you know, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. I don't think I'd be where I'm at in life now if I wouldn't have took that chance, jumped off the porch, and went and ventured out, see what the world had in store for me. And I can't stress it enough. You guys, you have to try something different to get different results. You just have to. You know, you just can't sit there and bicker and complain and whine and cry. Like, you just can't. You have to go. You just have to. You have to change. You have to do something different.